Today we're going to focus on volume. We're going to start with prisms and cylinders. Volume is the amount of space that an object occupies, and it's three-dimensional. What I'd like you to do now is look at all of these shapes, and I'd like you to pick out the ones that you think are prisms and maybe just list the letters that are on them. Pause the video to do that and then come back and check and see if you got them right. So the ones that are prisms are the ones that have flat tops and bottoms. So this is a rectangular prism. So's that one. So's that one. This one over here is a hexagon-based prism. This one is a triangular-based prism. If we were to turn that over so that this part that has the E is the bottom, you'd see that that has a flat top and a flat bottom. And the cylinder is also a type of prism because it has a flat top and a flat bottom. These guys, well, you know, this one here, this is a sphere right here. And this one is a cone. And these guys are pyramids, which we'll look at in our next video. You have a formula sheet that has all the formulas for all the objects that you have to find the volume of. Anytime that you're finding the volume, what you're doing is, this is of a prism, is you're finding first of all the area of the base and multiplying that by the height. Now we'll do some examples. And again, I'm going to model how I expect you to do your solutions. So we recognize that this is a rectangular prism, and you'll go to your sheet and you'll see that the formula for the volume is length times width times height. So that's the measurements that I'm given here. It doesn't really matter which one you use as length, width, or height. They're all getting multiplied together. So this is 4 times 8 times 16. And that is 512. And that will be centimeters cubed, because now we're talking about the space that it takes in 3 dimensions. For the area of a triangular prism, the formula that's on your page looks like this. The volume is BLH divided by 2. Now, you have to understand what the B, the L, and the H are. The B here is representing the base of the triangle. The L is actually representing the height of the triangle. And then the H is representing the height of the whole prism. So this part right here, this, oh, and the divided by 2, that's the area of the base. And then we multiply that by the height. But we don't have to do it in that order. We just have to multiply the 3 numbers, the base, which is 8. Let me erase that so we can see it. 8 times the height of the triangle times the height of the prism, and then we divide all of that by 2. And that is 192. And again, this will be centimeters cubed. The formula for the volume of a cylinder on your page says pi r squared h. The pi r squared part, this part right here, that's the area of the base, that's the area of a triangle, times the height. And you have to make sure that you know what the radius is. So let's go back to this question. This says that my diameter, it's pointing to that whole distance across the circle. The diameter is 10, So that means that my radius is equal to 5. My height of the cylinder, just to clarify, this is a 12.0 centimeters. So let's substitute those in. We have pi times the radius, which is 5 squared, times the height, which is 12. So I use my pi button, times 5, my x squared button, times 12, and I get 942. I'm going to round that off to 0.5 centimeters cubed.